Damn, fuck. Fuck is calling my celly right now. Yo, this Sesko, who this? What's the dilly?
My grandma was that bitch in her day. I could tell she lived a good life.
That's how I feel about my grandmother. She was like just an OG.
You could tell she was ill.
My grandmother was low-key my mom's nigga. She was a real one.
Keep in mind that we have to project our voices because we're recording live and sending this audio off to the engineer, and we're recording.
We're doing a lot of recording.
We're doing a whole bunch of recording. I heard y'all's feedback, so I'm not gonna keep looking into the camera like something out of the X-Files.
You look like a nosy neighbor.
Yo, the X-Files used to scare me as a kid.
X-Files was the shit, fam.
I never really watched the X-Files.
Sci-fi, I don't know. I've been a scary ass nigga all my life. As far as like stuff like that.
Remember they tried to bring the X-Files back?
Nah.
Yeah, they did. Like 2 years ago. And it was a dub.
Definitely tried to bring the X-Files back.
Why was it a dub? I feel like we wasn't old enough to appreciate
old, man. They gotta know when to stop trying to bring shit back. Yeah, niggas is old. It's not
you could always revise shit and bring it back to the new generation. Niggas ain't trying to watch that
is not. Yeah, you're right. I feel like Crypt Keeper could have came back though.
Crypt Keeper definitely could have came back. We probably should have dropped the link on Twitter, but here we are.
To the Crypt Keeper?
Do we got an extra phone to drop it on Twitter?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Anyway, while we're going through our phone and doing our shuffling to get this out to y'all, it's another rough draft, but we polish. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, feels me.
Welcome back to the Chronicles podcast. We are back. I'm V, your host. You know what it is. If you're a first time listener, I am your host. Fuck you, V on Twitter. Jazz is in the building. Des Payne is in the building. I'm kicking it off with Jazz. How you feeling? While Jeff gets Des Payne gets our social media intact and in order. Jazz, what's the word, man?
As you can see, I'm smudging the place. It's been a real. Yo, I hate niggas. No, I'm not doing rituals. I'm.
Where's the crystals at? They're
charging.
They're charging to the moon?
They're actually at my second home. They're not here right now. I have a nice little setup.
That's bad.
No, that's not true. I sage all my spaces that I frequent. It's just been like a real heavy day. It's been a real heavy couple of days, so.
I feel you.
You know, whatever works. Whatever's clever, Trevor.
I appreciate you for that.
Let us know. Yeah, I figured I'd get the fucking demons out you.
Nigga, I ain't no demon.
Yeah, whatever.
When it's demon time, though.
Spoken like a true thought.
Nah, I'm not a thought, nigga.
What's the word, Jeff? How you feeling?
I pull up and hop in the
A.
I mean...
Childish.
I'm straight, man. I mean... Every day's a new challenge, so, you know, we living.
Des Payne, different. It's my house. You evicted.
Des Payne. What's up with you? How you feeling? Are you sure this isn't fucking with y'all?
Nah, I'm good. I feel good. I feel real good. Just like Jazz said, it has been a difficult week in general. This is, by the time this gets to y'all, it'll be sometime next week, but we're ending our week off with this pod. But yeah, it's been a rough week. I'm excited to come back and pod. I got some good shit to get into.
Pod is such a funny word. I'm sorry. Every week I think.
You got a pod.
Yeah, you got a pod. You got to pod it out.
Pod.
You got to pod it out.
A pea pod.
I kind of want to jump straight into the serious shit. Like, we're still getting gunned down by police. So let's kick it off there, and then we'll branch out from there.
You just jumped right in and you didn't even warm it. No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
no. I'm not warming that up. There's nothing to warm up because it seems to be conveniently forgotten to some people that cops are still out there, white cops are still out there gunning down innocent black men, or black men that aren't a threat to them. So, shout out to the young man that survived the 7 shots. Is it Jacob Blake?
Blake, yep.
Jacob Blake. Shout out to him. I think that his parents announced that he's paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I feel like these companies and the whole movement and everybody forgot, and then the NBA said, you know what? Like a lot of the NBA teams said, you know what? I don't think it's the right time to play basketball. You know what I mean? I don't even know about the season. Just let me go. I want to go back to the telly and figure it out. We can talk in the morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
So is that what that one day was?
It wasn't one day.
How many days was it?
They haven't played since Tuesday.
So they're still not playing.
So it's been like 3 days.
They'll resume on Saturday.
So it was just a discussion, I guess, at that point after the first day.
I mean, it's a little bit more than that, and I'm gonna get into it. I don't know if he had any more to talk about.
No, you can get into it right now.
I'm gonna get into it just because I feel like I've seen a lot of discussion and talk, and I feel like just because it's weird, like as Black Americans, Black people in general, we feel like people need to be very extreme all the time. And some people are like, yo, they shouldn't play at all. Like, they calling them cowards because they decided as a group, as an association, as a union to play again. I want people to understand, especially if you don't listen to sports radio. I'm not even talking about ESPN, watching ESPN. If you're not listening to actual people who cover the NBA or cover sports in general, you won't ever understand the ramifications of them actually pausing the whole thing forever. Because it may not matter to you, because we're not in the position to talk about money, because we're not in their tax bracket, but their tax bracket is still under the owner's tax bracket, right? So there's only like a small percentage of players that actually have a great platform to speak on it on a consistent basis, like LeBron James, like Russell Westbrook, like Jaylen Brown. Those guys can speak and encourage people to vote. They've been doing a lot of legwork to get people to vote, and which is the biggest problem for Black Americans in this country is the voting, like to get to voting. Like, great example is Atlanta. They don't have the transit to get you to the voting polls. Yeah. So the Atlanta Hawks and their players, they made a point to make their stadium the center of a huge polling system. So did LeBron with the LA Lakers with the Staples Center, because some people can't get to their polling centers.
Just real quick to interject, shout out to Kith. I just read a tweet that said Kith is turning all of their retail locations into voting headquarter stations.
That's dope.
I think that's very dope, and I think that exactly what Des Payne is talking about is the kind of deliberate action we need for taking steps towards some sort of change. But
exactly.
Go ahead.
Right.
But ultimately, without going into complete depth of everything, this is not the NBA players' job to bring politics to the world. The politicians are the ones to make the changes. For people to sit there and expect, like, I don't idolize celebrity. I don't idolize athletes. I appreciate athletes. I was a student athlete. I know most of us have been in an athletic platform in high school or college or whatever, and I appreciate them because you made a recreation to a professional job. That's their job. Like, we are going to work still through a pandemic. They actually are in a fucking bubble away from their family. They decided to do this not only because they need that residual income to continue to come in, because they're Black Americans. We got to root for that, right? Black millionaires is still a small percentage of versus white millionaires. Let's be real about that. Right. I think people don't understand that. We think that just because we see a LeBron James getting $40 million a year, that's a buku bucks to him. That's little change, because he needs to make that money to make an industry in a kingdom for not only Black people in his community that obviously you can see it, you can look it up. He's been working on for years, right? But not only that, but his kids, so they don't have to work.
The point that Des Payne is making is it's not enough.
Right.
But for what we want to accomplish and how far we're trying to take it, it's not enough for one man to get paid $150 million.
Exactly.
It's not enough. It's going to take more.
And what the NBA players are doing, and this is the real reason for the stoppage or their strike, is the shirt is not enough.
Yeah, that's
the decal's not enough. And we spoke about this in past podcast episodes.
Yeah, we did.
It's small pieces that we would believe would lead to more, but we can see how complacent politicians can be.
Right.
So now with them, they have to do this to take away the money from the owners, and owners are like, what do you guys want us to do? Because the owners, guess what? They have a speed dial to those fucking politicians. Because how do you think they get these arenas?
Share that fucking money.
But that's my thing is all of those things are intertwined. We like to think that they aren't, but politicians reach out to these people because they feel like people aren't listening to us. Let me talk to someone or get my message through someone with social influence. So that's the thought process there, at least in my opinion. But like, yeah, you're right. I think it's not that person's job to be a politician, but I think as a person who wants change, you do what you can on an independent level. And I think that that's dope, right? So like, turning your stadium into a polling center is dope, but like, if you got bread, put some people on some buses. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
there's ways, and they're probably already doing that, but just those innovative ways to.
LeBron has been doing a lot of great things. Like, he created something with multiple black athletes so that he can get voting done in multiple different markets. And it's already hard enough to do it, so he's doing that. I'm not people give him a lot of strife, like they give him a lot of bullshit because they don't like him for their own personal reasons.
Right.
Fine, but the man as a humanitarian, in the future, we're gonna appreciate him more than we do now.
Oh yeah, we won't. It'll be our kids.
Exactly. But either way, all I'm saying...
He deserves his flowers now at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
For the work that he's doing and everything that he's accomplished.
And then the reality is...
We know how that goes.
You know what's crazy too, bro? People always talked about Michael Jordan, right? Oh, what does Michael Jordan do for the black community? And then you listen to Nas's album and he's like, oh, y'all didn't know Jordan was putting stuff in the community before you all even thought it was taboo.
Yeah, before you had to talk about it.
Right, we're talking about LeBron did this, that, and third. Jordan's been doing it forever. And he got crazy bread. And actually, he stepped up as an owner, the only majority black owner in all professional sports, to help these players are employees to them. He's helping his employees. So I think people need to, I'm not going to get too, like I said, I don't want to get too passionate about it, but
get your shit off.
But I'm just saying,
use your platform professionally.
Right,
fam.
exactly. But
use your
I'm just saying
how you see fit, fam.
But I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, people got to be mindful. Us as the middle America, I know we want immediate action. Like, you guys have the platform. You guys shouldn't play at all. You're black. You shouldn't play at all. No, we should celebrate black athletes, black celebrity, black entertainers in general, because they actually do use their platform to put us on the forefront. Obviously, they can't put all of us on, but they give us a reason. They give us an opportunity to say, hey, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying I could be a ball player, but I could see, Desus and Kid Mero, they're doing a podcast. Guess what I did? Guess what we did?
Right.
We're on a fucking podcast,
I think
bro. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we see something, your kids are gonna see something. Your kids look at LeBron and they're like, Mom, LeBron is dope. He's a ball player. But I see that he started a school. You know what I'm saying? He has he helps his community. That's a great conversational piece for your kids. And I think people need to go back and look at that.
You can't strive to be something without seeing it.
Right.
Right. I also think that devil's advocate, right? Because I like to do shit like that. I think some people's perception is what if you know how we all did our blackout squares? Mm-hmm. What if that happened in every industry, not just on Instagram? Right. If you know what I mean? Because Naomi Osaka, she's not playing in her match. So I just feel like that's people's thought process behind it. I think the entitlement is where we fuck up. Right. Nobody has to do what the fuck public opinion says that they have to do, because we don't have to feed their family. Yeah. We don't know their decisions.
And what do we call public opinion? Like, are we speaking specifically on Twitter? And how Twitter is perceived.
Is Twitter not public opinion?
It is,
or is it?
It is now.
That's the question that I present to y'all, because to me, when it comes, and this leads us into our next topic, is our the transition is our relationship with Twitter. For me, I don't use Twitter as a public opinion platform. That's not why I go to Twitter.
Right.
I used to go to Twitter. I almost tweeted this the other day that I used to go to Twitter as a decent and thorough distraction from everything else.
Okay.
Right.
And then it became so informative that I relied on Twitter to know what the fuck was going on in the world, to know what the fuck was going on in the hood.
I type it on Twitter before I type it on Google.
So that's the question I present to y'all, because it's not that to me anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something totally different. I can't really encapsulate what Twitter is right now to me. But it's something totally different from what it was.
You know,
I don't let it weigh too much at the end of the day when it comes to certain topics.
Right.
But I let it be informative in any way that I see fit. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're verified and you have a checkmark account, and in your bio is your profession, like newscaster for ESPN or whatever.
You casted some news, bitch.
Yeah, you're the newscaster.
Yeah.
You're the educator at the
That's
moment.
your job on Twitter, is to be a newscaster.
I think when that
100%.
shifted for me was the Boston bombing. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, because the news.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the house. I forgot.
Because everything was shut down.
Right. I was living in Brockton at the time, so I was far from it. I wasn't on this side of town at the time. So it's just like, damn, the news is reporting the shit that I just read on Twitter 20 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. Fuck am I watching the news for?
Right.
By the time it hits the news, Twitter has already figured out where the suspects may be hiding and ran. And
I feel like that used to be the case though, because even with this situation in Wisconsin, right, with the vigilante, like this little motherfucker's back.
The militant.
Who is this? Like the
militant. How do you, they use a word for that?
You talking about the kid that walked by the police?
Yeah, fucking cyborg.
They made my man's. They created a DC comic character off this nigga.
No, dead ass.
They call him a militant.
That's what I'm saying. But my point being, I found out about that, and maybe that's the timing in which I get up. I like to get up and fucking watch CNN and shit like that.
Right.
So it's like, damn. I didn't see that trickle down my timeline until later in the day, and that could have just been algorithms. But it's weird now. It's like, damn, did the media peep that they don't have no fucking control, and now they're more tapped into social shit so that they can be on the up and up, and instead of being on the ass end of a story? Because that's really what it is in journal. Let me not say in journalism, but in some areas of journalism, people feel like I have to have it first. Not necessarily accurate, but first. And I feel like sometimes that's what takes place. So it's just
and that's what happens majority of the time. First trumps truth every time in this day and age.
Yeah.
Because if I'm first, then I have something that you don't. That's obvious. But if I'm first, I'm taking a chance on it being true.
Right.
And if it is true, then my equity grows even more. Like my word is even more ironclad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in terms of Twitter, I just don't. I figure out in my own way. I give Twitter a deliberate amount of attention, and I figure out.
You said screen time and shit.
Nah, I don't say no screen time.
But like mental screen time, I guess.
Exactly.
Yes.
I just know when to tap out. I don't need my phone to tell me you've been using this app for 2 hours.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'd be on some crackhead shit. Like, it'd be times where I can't sleep in the middle of the night, and I'd be like,
you check the phone.
And I'd be like, I literally do a few things. I'll do my Twitter. I'll do my Instagram.
I mean, if you have West Coast followers, it's easy to just be on that shit and be like, okay.
But that's why I do it because I do have, you know what I mean.
West Coast people. So when people are asleep, other people are alive and thriving.
Right. So that's why I'd be like, oh, it's 2 a.m. Let me roll over and I got a text. I got OnlyFans. I got a Twitter. I got a, you know what I mean. So it's like I ping my 4 and I go back to sleep and then I wake up. It's a nasty little addictive cycle. Honestly.
Talk to me about y'all's relationship with Twitter though. Like, how is Twitter perceived with you right now? How is it? Everything
Twitter,
about it.
I like it for, like you said, like for news, for informative. I think I'm at the point with Twitter and Twitter's relationship where like Twitter's a place where like you could be like, yo nigga, I love apples, they're my favorite thing in the world, and the nigga will jump out of nowhere and be like, what the fuck did peaches do to you?
Nigga, what about the orange?
It's like, all right, peaches is cool and shit, my nigga, but in my personal experience, I like apples. I didn't say nothing was wrong with peaches.
Right.
So I just feel like a lot of that happens. I feel like if you don't have a lot of exposure, which is easy in a time like now where everybody's kind of like socially distant, if you don't have a lot of experience with the real world, if you're somebody who just became cool in the last couple of years, if you just jumped off your porch, if you just found out that you were attractive and just started getting attention, it could be.
Basically, she's trying to say that people who've been with the shits and been cool, they know exactly what to do with Twitter and where to put Twitter. Right. Like, this shit weighs more to certain people than it does others.
But yeah, and so much as like public opinion for me, like I like small shit like white toes. I would do a white toe here and there, but I caught myself one time being like, let me do it. I was like, bitch, you don't even fucking like white nails. You smoke, you burn them. That's why you don't do white anything. What the fuck? Fuck Twitter. You know what I mean?
Because you saw popping on Twitter.
But because it was like, oh, good pussy bitches got white toes, that thought crossed my brain and it was
Lord
like,
have fucking mercy.
That's also a lie. Like, you don't have to. We don't have to get into the details.
Yo,
I know
how that's a lie and how I know that's a lie,
but that's the joke.
It's not true.
And that's what Twitter. That's
my
Twitter,
point.
Yeah, it's getting that bad now, where people are living off of the word of one person that got some number with a K with it on retweets and likes, and then like, yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Me and my man have this argument very often with basic things where it's like, you know, he'll be like, women always say men ain't shit. And it's like, the only reason why y'all say that is because the stories are more prevalent. Men don't run around and be like, listen to the time this bitch dogged me out. And I'm like, Touche, nigga.
It's facts.
But it's
not only is it not interesting, it's like easy for you to get made fun of and become a Twitter topic. If you're trying to flip something on its
like,
head
bitches
like
ain't
that.
shit.
But that's what I'm saying. So like,
you get destroyed in like 2 seconds.
So let's think about like the ever fucking popular divisive fucking statement of black women don't protect black men, and let me not say that because that's not how it goes. It's black men don't protect black women.
That's a fact. If we know anything to be true.
Overall, and I feel like when we speak about that, we have to be like.
Word. Shout out to my nigga Keith. I can't let that slide.
You can't.
I'm not about to just throw that out there. It's that is divisive.
It's divisive.
But there are some of you niggas out there
that really ain't
know
shit.
Who you are,
and we'll take y'all for the racial draft. We'll get rid of you easy.
You know who you are.
We can slide into that too. I'm gonna do that. Don't let me read and forget that because I'm gonna circle back to that. But yeah, so it's like there's some shit that's like you're right. Like this is informative, but then there's sometimes on Twitter where it's like, okay, I can tell you got a problem with your mama, nigga, because you are too easy to come up here and bash black woman as a black. You know what I mean? A lot of shit is very telling, and we're human. So shit, I'm sure when I'm mad and my nigga piss me off, I'd be like, fuck these niggas. Niggas ain't shit. Dude, but I'm gonna scream that at my wedding down the altar. So that's not news.
Niggas been saying MOB for like what, 30 years?
Right, but my point being
that's
people,
same shit.
People telling themselves in a deeper way, right? So imagine being like, you a Haitian man. Let's just use a Haitian man for example. Imagine
we're always being used. Go ahead.
Because y'all always doing the using old 3 family having ass niggas.
I can't relate.
Gotcha.
I can't relate.
Yeah, anyway, nigga. You probably got a kid in one of these random cities you vacation to.
Don't listen to that.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't want to start in trouble. But it's like, imagine sitting online, right? As you're like, you're cool with a nigga. You're like, oh, me and him are cool. Like, that's my bro. I'd expect him to protect me. He's like, nah. That bitch Meg deserved to be shot in the foot. You're like, wow, is that your thought process behind protecting? And then it's like a nigga be like, well, cause when I had court, or when this happened, it's like, nigga, that's your situation.
Facts.
Like, I think that Twitter is a place of.
It's very toxic, man.
It's easy to personally apply general shit. That's cool that happened to you.
Break that down.
It's easy to personally apply general shit. So I'll go back to the divisive statement. Shout out Keith again, because me and him argue about this all the time, because there's a time and a place for it all.
Shout out to Keith.
Black women versus black men. You can speak about your personal experience, right? There's no shame in that. Nobody can take that from you. And when you speak about your personal experience, you can be as specific as you need to be. Right. As a black person, as a black woman, as a black lesbian, as a black gay person, as a black trans. You can get into your specifics because your identity is intersectional. You feel all them things at the same time. But what fucks with me is when, how do I word this?
Basically when somebody approaches you and
I have to believe your narrative.
Exactly.
Like for me, thank you. I'm sorry. I just needed that giddy up. For me, I've never experienced black men not protecting me. You know what I mean? I've had friends, boyfriends, brothers, play brothers, niggas who was just in the vicinity, jump out and punch people in the face at concerts for touching me or for doing this, and you know what I mean? Like I've been fortunate enough to feel protected by black men.
As you should.
Have I been in situations where men have made me feel unsafe and they happen to be black men? Yes. But they're not men in which I even would expect to be taken care of. I spoke last episode about the 4 niggas in the parking lot who was howling at my ass.
Yes.
They was black men. But that's not I feel unsafe by black men. That white men do that. Asian men do that. The people who hiss at me the most are Hispanic men. It's not a race thing.
Right.
So for me, it'd be pushing a personal narrative on general topics. For me. That's my beef with Twitter.
Yeah,
honestly.
when I was seeing women, and rightfully so, they had to go out and speak on it. Like you see how black women protect black men, but black men don't do the same.
And I think that statement's okay to make. I think once it starts getting real specific and narrow is when we run into I need a therapist.
And yeah, right. So in the immediate moment when you're emotional, you can make those comments, which is fine. And I respect that, because it's like you may have your own experience, which is fine. But me as a black man, I'm always gonna protect my black woman, which is my mother, my sister, Jazz, my cousins. Like I've gone to the club in Boston, seeing my cousins or women that I'm close with getting harassed by men, and I'm gonna interrupt. I'm like, yo, fall back, my nigga. Like, She doesn't fuck with you.
And that's my
you know
point.
That's
really
part of me
feel bad.
Yeah, that's part of me protecting. Even though his intentions were like just to get her intention. But listen, at this moment, she's not fucking with you.
Keep it
Fall
moving.
back.
Keep it moving.
You know what I'm saying? But I
and you
see,
niggas are nasty. You niggas that we gotta stop to take the time to tell you that she's not fucking with you. You niggas are nasty, fam. Like, go ahead with that shit.
But some niggas really have
go
that.
Go ahead with that shit.
Some niggas have a very rapey
niggas.
mindset. Some niggas have a very, in whatever it is from their past triggers.
Mental health. I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but people be fucking tapped, yo. People be fucking tapped.
So when women do go out online and say niggas ain't shit,
you don't fight that. You listen
niggas
to
don't protect
stories.
men. Black men don't protect black women. I'm like, you're right.
I'll never forget the time
This
V called me one day and was like, "Yo, sis, did you apologize or did you say I understand?" I think you said I understand.
I think You
was just like, "Yo, I just had like
get it. Like I
get it." Like you just kept saying, "I get it, I get it," and I'm like, "What?" You're like, "Yo, you remember you told me that you don't do dinner with niggas no more, like first date shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, nah, because at 8, 9 o'clock, it's like, oh, nah, fuck that. I see you at breakfast, bitch. Like,
niggas be having ulterior motives. It never be genuine.
It never be genuine.
There's layers to accepting a nigga's invite to dinner. So I was trying to express that I understood why Jazz was like, I can't even bang with that. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
do dinners.
I've always been this way. And I've looked at it from my dumbass black male perspective, like, oh, Jazz is this way or Jazz is that way, but in the reality to it, there's layers to this shit, Papa.
Yeah, because now here we are, leaving the restaurant or a movie at 10:30 or mini golf or whatever the case is. I've had drinks, you have drinks. I may not necessarily make decisions that I want to make, but in the moment, I'm like, well, shit.
Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why even put myself in a situation where I'm going to be like,
right,
I fucked that nigga for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or not even just that, any type of situation. I just use that because it's easy, it's relatable, it's prevalent.
Right.
It's happened where I've had to be like, yo, can you call me out? Like, there's an emergency, I gotta slide.
Everybody got the bailout number. Like, yo, when I text you 1245, call me and tell me you need me to be over here. I'm gonna pick it up on the speakerphone. I gotta get the fuck out of here. And then your man's or whoever calls you, pick it up on speakerphone. Yo, you gotta come get me. I bet. Yo, I gotta be out.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like,
maybe tomorrow.
It's the
maybe
bailout call. If you don't have the bailout call, you ain't shit, fam.
But yeah, going back to Twitter, and it's, for me though, like how it's been now from then, I can't bang with it 100% all the time now. Like it's not conducive to my mental health all the time. And it's not because I'm weak. It's only because y'all just talking a lot of shit.
Your brain can only take so much of that dumb shit.
Right.
Y'all be tweeting dumb shit. Like,
Bro,
when I used to come on Twitter, I used to approach Twitter like, what's something that I can
Where's
tweet
the jokes at?
that's
Right.
relatable, that might be funny, that might make somebody stop
Bro,
and
it
go,
used
damn,
to be
this nigga's
mad funny.
right.
Now
Like,
it's
let's
like,
engage in conversation and laugh at shit, laugh at life. You niggas be coming to Twitter like, it ain't...
Dog.
Yo,
I
Some
think we
of
make
y'all
jokes.
dudes, some of y'all dudes are mad suspect with your perspective of what what happened between Tory and Meg. That opened my eyes.
Yeah, that was
even
big
more
for
than
me.
you before. But like, how are y'all niggas okay with that and saying, well, she deserved that shit.
It
She
wasn't.
did that
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Hoes.
The niggas who I guess for me, the niggas who I seen say that or have that public opinion on my timeline, that didn't surprise me. It didn't.
Oh, and real quick, let me interject really quick. Hold your thought. Shout out to the shorty that listens to the podcast and asked us to stop using the N-word as much as we do. I meant to address you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing
mad
that.
episodes ago.
My bad.
No disrespect.
We fuck with you, but no, I'm not
we
doing
fuck
that.
with you,
My
but,
bad, but
nah,
not really.
like
It's like when you come to somewhere. If I
Sorry,
come to your
not sorry.
house, do I tell you how to rearrange your house?
Sorry.
yeah, like you
sorry.
in our house. You came to our platform,
This is what we
so
do.
we gonna get it how we
We
live.
come
Listen,
in my house.
We gonna get it how we live,
We
my
pro
nigga.
black as fuck, but this is, I've been talking like this since
But
I was
that's my
fucking
thing.
6th
Is
grade,
even that,
5th grade, like.
Even that in and of itself, like people, like you take the power out of words. People can have that fucking argument all day long, and yes, at a point in time, people died behind that. I'm not taking anything away from that and the
Exactly,
severity
right,
of that
right,
at the time. However, things change, and the time came before we was fucking born. If we're keeping it a buck, because our parents was doing that shit, our grandparents was doing that shit.
We got it from somewhere.
So it's like it's a term.
Not saying that justifies it,
but right.
I'm saying this shit's gonna carry on through us, my nigga. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, I have friends who are in the LGBT community who call each other all types of names that I can't utter. You get what I'm saying? And when I hear other people utter, I'm like, nigga, you don't qualify to say that. That's
Right.
not your home.
But we know our lane. Like, as a straight man, I'm not gonna be saying the F word all over the place.
Yeah.
As a man that respects women, I used to be really bad with the B word. I used to say bitch.
I say bitch a lot, and you ain't
I'm not gonna call a chick
bitch.
a woman a bitch. Like I can't do that. Like I have too much respect. I call
bitches bitches. I mean,
you were raised the right way.
But I have a mother and I have a sister. Mm-hmm. They're both grown ass women. How do I look calling another woman that looks just like my mother and my sister a bitch? Because I'm emotional. That's stupid, bro.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Which is why me, as somebody with a vagina, I be calling bitches and it's a term of endearment. I do be having moments where I realize all women do not like that. You know what I mean?
Right,
and as me, I'd be like, oh damn, bitch, I forgot you don't like that shit.
Some hardcore feminists that won't fuck with that shit.
So that's something that I have to work around. But as for me, no, we cuss in this house. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Amongst your peers,
we'll try to give you a radio version.
Yeah, amongst your peers, we're gonna say we speak like this, and then we're gonna give you raw.
Speak like this to my damn
we're completely raw with y'all. We're gonna be speaking as if we're going out for fucking drinks, and we're gonna talk like that. That's just how it is. So if you appreciate, I understand. I appreciate y'all for feedback and stating that.
I appreciate the feedback, but we're not gonna stop.
We're not gonna stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Sorry,
y'all been listening to rap lyrics.
I want to say it more now because I know that it bugs you,
right?
And I don't think that it should bug you, so I'm trying to make it something.
Can we talk about even that, right?
Y'all been listening to music and your favorite podcasts that are famous people, and you appreciate it and accept it.
Do you like hip hop music?
Please.
Do you ask your favorite hip hop artist to stop saying it?
She's definitely one of them chicks that don't listen to hip hop.
And mind you, there's a lot
she's in the wrong room.
There's a lot of pro black rappers. Killer Mike, for example. Excuse me, I say example.
Example.
I'm glad you caught it because I was going to point it out.
I just let it slide.
When I talk too fast, it'd be acting. Killer Mike, for example.
His lips, that's what it be.
Big ass lips and shit. He's very, very involved, and he's pro-black.
And he's also very articulate.
Very articulate.
And still saying.
But the nigga will say nigga in every other sentence, and it's not because he's being ignorant. It's just our language.
I didn't want to spend too much time.
Nah, I want to get into it.
Go ahead. Get your shit off.
I'm gonna be honest with you because I get that a lot, right? Where it's like you're so articulate. Like I get this from my bougie ass mama sometimes, even where she's like, "You're so articulate. I hate when you talk like that." And I'm like, I'm articulate, but I'm lazy. If I want to say nigga, because it's easier for me to get this.
Jazz is bad.
Yeah, jazz is bad. You right.
Oh wow, thank you. I can't see. I don't got my eyes on. Hold on. Ow, let me see. Hold on. But yeah, like I was saying. Oh hey, that's Yaz. Yaz is bad.
What up, Yaz?
Hey girl.
Shout out to Yaz. Thank you for tuning in.
What up, Yaz?
Who think that is? I'm taking girlfriend applications.
Fam, we're still recording and they can't see us somewhere.
Okay, well, Anchor, I'm taking girlfriend applications, so that's what I was looking at.
I'm taking girlfriend applications too.
I've sent you mad girlfriends.
You haven't sent shit.
I've sent you a few.
No, you haven't done shit. Stop.
I gave you a buffet.
The resume is on blast.
Anyway, so my point being, what was I saying?
You said you gave Jeff a buffet, and I want to know what that means. I want to know what that means.
No, first of all, don't say it like that because when you say buffet, it sounds like Italian French.
Nobody thought that. Nobody thought that.
Buffet? When you say target, what you say?
So are you saying I'm saying buffet wrong?
No, you're saying it right, but for me, it just sounded crazy. Buffet. Remember high school niggas used to be like the buffs? Remember that was a thing?
I still say the buffs. She buffed you off?
No,
you know what the buff means. You know what the buff means.
Yeah, niggas childish.
How we childish? Niggas know what the buff means.
Yo, she buffed you off.
But that's why I said when you said buffet, it sounded like French. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It sounded fancy. But
back to the topic, fam. A lot of you niggas showed yourself with this whole Megan Tory thing. Yeah. Y'all showed yourself. The
niggas who beat bitches up showed themselves.
Exactly. You niggas showed
you
your
know
car.
who you are.
You never know. You don't know what happened in that car. You don't know what she said.
If a nigga tell you he love hard, he hit bitches.
Oh my
Shorty,
God.
I love
Should
hard.
we be laughing at that?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Nah, all I'm saying is it sounds like a very true statement. I'm backing it.
I'm backing it.
I love hard because I'm heavy-handed.
I'm backing it right
now. I love that bitch.
If you're in here right now, and told the shorty that you love hard, let me know if you hit her.
No.
I'll keep it under wraps. I'm not gonna expose you. We're doing an experiment.
We're exposing niggas. You're going to jail, bitch. You're going to jail now.
These women are adults. They're dropping charges on your ass, nigga.
These women carry. These women got daddies.
Oh, they carry too, nigga. Oh, they got bros and fathers that carry.
It's not the way.
But this is my thing. Is that whole shit just really showed me, all right, this nigga beat bitches up. That's how you tweeting? Mm-hmm. This nigga be hitting bitches.
Niggas expose yourselves.
When a nigga tell you he love hard, he beat bitches up, sis. Run.
Y'all wildin'.
I knew like love was over as soon as Tory and Meg broke up. But I knew love was like really done when Future and Lori broke up. That's when I'm like, I got no hopes for love.
Two toxic motherfuckers is dead.
I have no hopes for love. Like, does love even exist?
The exit's that
does
way.
it exist? Like, you tell me. I thought Future and Lori was it.
Toxic love don't exist, man.
I thought they was gonna live happily ever after. Toxic love don't exist. We had the basics. He wasn't turning a hoe into a housewife. You feel me?
He knew what time
He just got out of a serious situation with the fourth baby's mother.
Because he lost in this situation.
Yeah.
We're
not talking about Sierra.
He wasn't tricking, he was simping. That's why you thought that.
What's wrong with simping?
Simping can lead to love. Talk about it. And living happily ever after. I've seen it.
I've seen it. Yo,
I've seen it.
I hate you so
I've seen it.
No, my thing with that is Lori was the one who won. You know what I'm saying?
Of course she won.
How?
Did you hear what her father said in one of his shows?
You talking about Steve Harvey?
Yeah, he broke it down. How he want his girls to approach this situation.
Call my mama.
He ain't stupid.
Call your mama.
Get that money.
That's what I'm saying.
So you think Lori won?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Lori's what, 23?
Yep.
If I was 23.
Oh, she's 23. Oh, she's smart.
If I was 23 and I was in her situation,
she got Trey Songz and Future under the belt.
Nigga, what? She had a feet on Trey Songz.
Let's not talk about Trey Songz.
Yeah, I don't even want. I don't know enough to get into that.
Yeah, until those allegations clear up, we won't be discussing.
I want to get into that, but I don't know enough to get into it.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, I don't think Kiki be lying, but I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Which, never mind. I ain't gonna get into that. But
God damn, nigga.
I just feel like, damn. See, you said Trey Songz.
You feel like Lori won.
I feel like Lori won. I feel like she's 23. She don't got no kids. She jumped in. She got her money. She got her vacation. You get what I'm saying? She got what she needed, and she was out. She ain't had no babies, nigga.
Good for her. I ain't mad at it.
We salute you.
She's a G.
We salute you.
I think we about to get some fire music. I think the next project is gonna be on some
bitches ain't shit.
Some toxic shit.
It's gonna be on some
the
super,
toxic Lord is doing his thing right now.
Super toxic. It's exactly what I need going into 2021.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Pluto. I hope it's a safe recovery because Lori's bad.
Facts.
He posted like 5 thick bad.
I can't wait till she goes back to Diddy's son.
What?
Like, oh, you think she's going back to what's his name? Not King Combs.
No. I think she's gonna level up. I think once you get the AP, it's different. And whoever got my voodoo doll, I see somebody tweet this, but I felt this shit in my soul. And words are powerful, so I want to speak it into existence. Whoever has my voodoo doll, I want them to put an AP on her wrist. That's it.
Fam.
Just ice her out.
Fam, the fact that you think that someone has your voodoo doll,
somebody does. The devil been busy this week.
That's ridiculous.
I was like, you know
what?
what?
Got my voodoo doll. Give me a fucking
just
AP too. Nigga, I don't know.
Wow, you can't have your own voodoo doll. You don't.
I said my voodoo doll. Whoever got that.
Anyway,
somebody must have that shit.
I just feel like Lori did what had to be done, and even like with that situation, like
Lori did what had to be done.
She did what had to be done.
Jazz knows something that we don't know.
There's game, nigga. You charge it. Sometimes your motherfucking card can climb.
Nigga, when we were watching this shit, that shit was during the pandemic. On the height of the pandemic, they were on vacation. A long vacation, and he was putting it on Front Street like they were actually about to look like they're about to get married. But
she took I'm just gonna use this nigga for a meal to the next level.
All you're doing is describing what Jazz is saying. All you're doing is describing charging it to the game.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
that's it.
That's why I fuck with it. I respect it.
Real nigga radio, call your life.
You
see the fucking video when he was kissing her on the cheek. She looked at the fucking camera. She was a savage on the camera.
Got this.
When Meg was saying when they were saying demon time, when them shorties were saying demon time, she was demon time.
Lori was living it.
She was Lucifer at that moment.
A lot of these niggas say they won't, but they will.
Of course, if you got bread, you doing that.
Speaking of charging into the game, another smooth ass transition. I was coming up with a list of businesses that you pretty much just need to charge into the game because they don't give a fuck if you take your business elsewhere.
Nigga, you need us.
Yeah, basically, like businesses that don't give a fuck if you come back or not, so they treat you as such. So the Jamaican patty, the Jamaican spot. Like if you go in the Jamaican spot
and Haitian spot,
if you go into the Jamaican or the Haitian spot and they don't have an attitude, your meal is probably not going to come out how you want it to come out. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is just basic ethics. Knowledge. So to all my white followers and all my white listeners,
you do not want good customer service.
You don't want good customer service.
Oh, that reminds me. Get your other one off because now I got. No, actually, I'm gonna jump you.
Because Flames is opening in White Towns now.
Facts.
With great customer service?
There's one in Randolph now.
Oh,
really?
But there's always been a Jamaican spot in Randolph.
There has
always been a Jamaican spot in Randolph. Eden and shit like that.
Right,
it's
but
gone.
We're talking about Flames. You know, Flames.
No, true. But you know what else is like that? Teriyaki House. Them niggas suck.
Yo, Teriyaki House don't give a fuck about you, fam.
Bitch, get your sushi. Get the fuck out.
Get out, fam. We don't care about none of that shit.
What the fuck do you want, huh? Take it all. Yeah.
You need change for what? Come on, fam.
Fuck that.
Chinese restaurants that give you your combination plate in 5 minutes, they don't give a fuck about
They don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Taking their time, they're gonna move as slow as they want, and then they're gonna look at you crazy if you ask them what's taking so long. I said Xfinity don't give a fuck.
You be like, nigga, I'm leaving. They'd be like, okay, bitch, see you later.
Yeah, do you want to take the survey now, or you want us to email you the survey? Like, we don't give a fuck about you going to Verizon or what. Xfinity does not care.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't care about nothing.
Who else was it for me? It was the fucking...
The nail tech ladies.
The nail tech
ladies don't give a fuck about you.
It's like, all right, bitch, you'll be back. If not to me, you'll be to somebody. And if not you, everybody else will. So run along. Them, I've recently learned in my wholesale boutique journey. Wholesale vendors, at least the ones from China, bitch, we don't give a fuck if you don't like it. You can return your order, but we gonna take 15 to 18% off the top. So
because they deal in volume, so there's no reason to value one customer when there's 100 behind you saying,
bitch,
"Can I get what she just returned?"
We don't give a fuck what you like. Keep it.
Can we say mechanics?
Oh yeah, mechanics
in the hood.
Mechanics don't give a fuck about
mechanics in the hood.
Mechanics
they don't give two fucks.
No. They'll tell you to show up somewhere at 8 a.m. because that's where they're gonna be.
They'll be at 10
not
a.m.
Yeah, not answer their phone until noon.
That's because y'all are all niggas and y'all are dealing with niggas. As a woman, I don't have that problem. I'm gonna be honest with you. There are sometimes.
Do you think it's because they want some pussy?
Yes. Okay. And it depends on where you go, right? You laughing, but it's real shit. Mm-hmm. It's real shit.
Break down the science. Get into the science.
So it depends, because sometimes niggas will see a woman, like a mechanic specifically, and be like, "Oh, I'm about to take advantage." But if they're attracted to you, so all of a sudden shit becomes at a discount, right. And they want to know when you're free. And they want to know your number. And
pretty girl privilege. That's
pretty girl privilege. I'm not going to hold you. I hate to say I've done this shit in front of like my own brother and my father. Where I'm like, Dad, I'll do this. Give me the car. I'll be back. I'll come back. That should be like $250 less. He'd be like, what the fuck?
You smart.
He'd be like, you your mother's child. I'd be like, nigga, I know. You know what I mean? And like, I'm trying to think what else. Just little shit. Like at the bar, me and my best friend, we've done 7 rounds for $40.
Damn.
And the $40 was a tip.
I learned the ill trick at the bar.
We was buying other bitches drinks.
I learned the ill trick at the bar. So if it's a crowded bar, you know Boston be having like the
Well, let your titties out. You know what? Let your titties out.
No. So let's say, for example, I'm trying to get a drink for me and my boys or whatever. I'm gonna see a short. If a shorty's there,
you give her your order.
I'm like, yo, order me them drinks. I'm gonna pay for yours. Boom.
Yo.
We're out of there. Mm-hmm.
This is why, as a female, you can leave the house with $7, come home drunk and with a pizza.
That's how you buy bitches drinks.
Fam, if I leave the crib with $7, I'm coming home with an iced tea, Skittles, and 2 fucking ice cream sandwiches. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not coming home drunk. I can't do shit with $7. I can't leave the crib with anything lower than $100.
You don't have no business leaving the crib with $7
anyway. You shouldn't be leaving the crib with $7.
Like now as a grown ass woman at like fucking 29, 30 years old, no, I'm not doing that because niggas be flaking and everybody, you know what I mean? So cool for me. But when I was in college and I was 23, 24, nigga, we would just have a gas tank to get to the club. And we would get taken care of when we got there. Right. It'd be the whole gang. Everybody's fed. We get
young and alive.
You know.
I definitely left with $20 in my pocket before.
There's been times I've left the club with more money. I'm not gonna hold you. I went to a club in Rhode Island. I think it was the.
How?
I think it depends on who I'm with and what I'm wearing. I had a white girl. I had a jumpsuit on. A white girl told me that I was dancing, and a white girl was like, "Oh my god!" And she was like throwing ones at me, and I was kind of offended because it was a white girl. But in the mix of those ones was like 320s. So the nigga I was with at the time was like, "I put my foot on it, grab that." So I left with like an extra 80 bills.
Ooh.
Finesse.
It's weird. It's not really even a pretty girl privilege too. I don't want to just be like vain and leave it at that. You really gotta have some fucking personality. You really gotta be a people person. You gotta have some fucking charisma.
It's what I call. It's what I call.
Me and Jazz was just talking.
Me and Jazz was talking about it too.
Yeah.
And it goes into the big bitch energy.
Big old bitch
energy umbrella. Same thing as like boss energy. And I say that to say, talk to me about boss energy and where insecurity lives in that. And I'm gonna bridge us there. Here's why I want to talk about it.
Go for it.
I want to talk about it because I got a text. My man sent me a text, and it was Kylie with her new nigga.
I ain't seen it. Let me see.
Who's that?
So Kylie, hold on.
Where's my device?
Pull it up on the internet.
I got Sesson in my fucking iPad.
So my man sends me a photo of Kylie and her new nigga, and he's some Emilio Estevez looking ass nigga.
Wait.
And I said,
what up?
I said, who the fuck is this nigga and where did he come from? Mark Anthony looking ass nigga. Dirty ass sneakers ass nigga.
Oh,
I can't show you. Yo, shout out to everybody who's on the live right now. Oh shit, he used to fuck with who? Is that him right there? With Jordan Woods? Fam, I'm gonna do more investigation later. Investigation later. If you go to Kylie's page, it should be on her page now.
Those be the niggas with the bread though, the niggas with the dirty New Balances.
Either way, we're not starting with the bread. Let me get my shit off.
That's how sandwiches start though.
Let me get my shit off. He sends me the new nigga and I said, I've never seen a billionaire bitch who couldn't keep a nigga. So, seeing that money isn't the topic, I'm gonna show y'all. When you could just went to Instagram. Seeing that money isn't the topic, what is it about Kylie, do you think, that makes her unable to keep a nigga? Why can't she keep a nigga?
Wait, she be tossing niggas like that?
Fam, Tyga, Travis.
Make it dip, make it dip.
She was a party next door?
Yeah, she was a party next door, fam, for this long. Snap of a finger. It was a wrap. How you got all that money and can't keep no nigga? That's what I'm talking right there. Second floor. Boom. Nope.
Third.
Where's he at? Boom.
Oh, he's cute.
Looks mad regular. What's he about?
He looks like a lame.
I mean, yeah.
That's why I say mad regular.
But he's not unattractive.
And I sound like a hater, don't get me wrong.
Mad regular for her.
But
he's not black, that's why he's regular.
Bingo.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess.
Bingo.
The nigga's not black.
He's not.
And why I expect Kylie to be with it is a whole nother topic.
He just gave us a list of niggas that. But he gave us a list of dudes that we actually know are somewhat successful.
Fam, if you ask me, this is my theory. I think that I don't think Kylie has good vagina. I think that she's I don't think she has the WAP. I don't think she got the WAP.
Get a bucket.
She's the only one in the WAP video
with no WAP.
With no WAP. Not only that, you knew she didn't have the WAP just because of her swag.
WAP,
Nigga, shut up. You stupid ass. You know she didn't have the WAP because they threw her in the video, my nigga. They didn't give her like her swag wasn't fit.
Kylie, you ain't got no WAP.
Kylie ain't got the WAP.
You ain't got that.
I also just think it's just big. It's big, like you said. It's big. We call
it big old bitch energy. So even shorty, even though you had $1 billion, you don't got that big old bitch.
You don't got big old bitch energy.
You can't keep your nigga. You can't keep your baby's father.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Big old bitch energy sometimes. First of all, it's something that you have to grow to, right? Like I posted something the other day on Instagram. I was like, I probably come from a lineage of bad bitches. Like, I'm sure my grandmother was a wild... I know my grandmother was a wild nigga.
You think your grandmother had the WAP?
I know my grandmother had the WAP, nigga. My mom's biological father... I know my grandma had the WAP, nigga. I come from a lineage of WAP, nigga. Y'all know I'm a flick bitch. Handcuff, leash, like...
Nigga said that. You think your grandmother had the WAP?
She said she thinks the WAP is passed down.
You know how I know my grandma has the WAP? Because I remember being like, we was in high school, nigga. And I remember like, you get to that age where like you just think your shit don't stink. Mm-hmm. So I might have gotten to the age where it was appropriate for me to wear cutoff shorts. So I had my little legs out. I had my little cuff out. My grandmother gonna go, you think you so fucking bad.
Oh, that's a sign right there. And she goes, that's definitely the sign
She goes, if you can't stop traffic with them legs, you ain't shit. And I was like,
nigga, no cap.
No, I gotta stop traffic with these legs.
That's WAP energy.
That's WAP energy. No bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
your grandmother got you on that one. On dogs.
That's what I'm saying. It's the big old bitches that came before me. It ain't really just me. It's a lineage of big old bitches.
I just think it's very eye opening for what we perceive as a gorgeous woman with all of that money. She's not really gorgeous. She bought that face. She missed the potato head. But go ahead.
If she ain't got no
I'm
makeup,
not a Kardashian
she look plain as fuck.
She like Mr. Potato Head.
I think she's probably just like dumb, insecure, and annoying.
You think so? With somebody else's face on her face?
Yes, that's insecurity.
I think judging by the videos of Stormy, her daughter, like looking annoyed with her mother at all of 2 years old.
Give her the stink face like, ugh, you're my mom?
Yeah, like, where's that?
I thought my mom was black. Ugh.
Now she just can't recognize it from the inside of her body to the out. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. But like, it's just, I don't.
Yeah. So you didn't answer my question. If you have big old bitch energy, can insecurity live there? Can they coexist?
Oh, absolutely.
How does one trump the other then? If you're insecure, how can you still have
you
big
have
old bitch
to know.
energy?
I feel like I don't know about everybody else's big old bitch energy, but my big old bitch energy, and before I was a big old bitch, I knew this as a kid, right? Where it's like, this is the shit I'm good at, this is the shit I'm not good at. And the shit I'm not good at, I'm gonna get a fucking friend, a coworker, a teammate, or something that's good in that area. Like, I try not to. I'm good in my spaces. I try to fuck with people who are good in their spaces. Right. If you're good at this, you be good at that. I'm good at this. And together, nigga, we'll handle this. Like, me and my best friend, the reason why everything's free when we go everywhere is because we appeal to very different types of people. I'm dark-skinned and kind of ratchet. She's super fucking delicate, light-skinned and curly hair. Like, it depends on what your flavor is.
It's an interesting combo.
It's a combo, you get what I'm saying? So I think for me with big old bitch energy and insecurity is it's really knowing your lane and staying in it. Because you can be in a room of other big old bitches. And to be honest with you, I prefer that. Like,
speaking of staying in your lane, when exactly did you know that your lane was like when exactly did your brain go, okay, lesbian orgy porn, this is me right here. Like this is what I'm into. Like,
can I run away from the camera?
When did that become?
No, I'm about to hook off for him.
You know what I mean?
Get your hands.
When did you know? Like, when did it click?
Get your
When did it click?
So let's back it up.
When did it click?
Let's give the preface.
When did it click?
You have to give the preface on that.
We can take
lesbian orgy
okay.
porn.
So let me give the preface. So, there was a Twitter topic.
Hold on, I think my phone's.
There was a Twitter topic.
Pull up.
And the Twitter topic said, what do you type into your porn search? Your porn search engine. And, you know, I logged on to Twitter and saw that.
You always log on at the most inconvenient times. Fuck you, dog.
So I just happen to be opening my phone.
Lying. I just left her crib. She ain't doing shit. Like, damn, get the fuck off my timeline.
I just happen to open my phone casually and hit the timeline, and Jazz is confessing to the timeline that she searches for lesbian orgy porn. So I thought to myself,
that shit she posted on the group.
So I thought to myself, damn. One, that's very specific. Two, I had no idea my co-host.
That was legit the first thing V said. He was like,
nigga jumped in the chat like,
you need to get into what Jazz be searching on the porn site.
What this nigga said?
You can learn something from a person's porn search topics, like what you type in the search. There's a lot to unpack there.
That's what I felt comfortable. That's what I felt comfortable sharing.
Hold on, you told me to preface it, so I'm prefacing it.
Go ahead.
Lesbian is very specific.
Let me clear the energy.
But lesbian orgy porn is even more specific. And I know to take it a
you left
level,
the black part out.
I was just about to say, I know to take it a level deeper. Jazz does not watch white porn. Black people don't watch white porn. I don't like watching white people have sex. That's nasty.
Unless
she got a fatty, like unless she got a crazy dunk.
Brazilian.
There we go. So that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Like, what is it about lesbian orgy porn that attracts you? Is it so much going on at once?
I don't even know how to answer this question.
Is it like, wait. Let's unpack it.
It has to be. Is it a fantasy? There it is. We got one.
We got it.
This
one's for y'all.
We got it.
So
if she hits your DMs, you know what time it is.
No.
She's trying to get the lesbian orgy popping.
Yo,
mad bad bitches. Jazz is just like us. She just wants mad bad bitches.
Please stop telling everybody my business.
All right.
Well, when you hit the group chat about it, I was like,
he was like, nah, we're flying.
He didn't even mention the lesbian porn.
I was just like, to remove all the energy that does not serve me.
We need to get into how Jazz like orgy porn. I was like, nigga.
And it was mad vague
because orgy porn is out there.
I like orgy porn too.
Orgy porn is out there. That's not no typical. You know what I mean?
Why isn't it? I know niggas who look up milking in the search bar.
We're not talking about niggas. We're talking about you, fam. We are not niggas is searching all kind of midget shit, like two midgets fucking on a tall nigga. Like,
there was a threesome recently.
There's all types of shit in there.
Yo, she goes in.
I want you to.
Yo, fam, you might have to search that, bro.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
I can't.
Maybe selling goes in.
Please
no, I know.
She be standing up doing her thing.
I'm familiar with her work.
Good looks to her.
I'm familiar with her work. Jazz, you're gonna answer my question.
What
What is it about orgy porn that attracts you? What is it? What does it for you?
Which part? What is this? Where we at?
I don't know when I just swiped it.
You know the vibes.
Shit.
So see,
I just want to know why she's going straight to orgy porn. She's not even warming up. She's going straight to the orgy.
Lesbian orgy.
Lesbian orgy at that.
Yeah.
Yo, all your friends are looking at you like, wow. Is this
Nah,
what
my
we're
friends,
gonna be
no. My friends already know that, like, there's, like, I be trying not to fuck my friends, so, like, that's not a thing. Because that makes life, I'm serious.
They're watching this shit like,
that makes life really difficult. You fuck a friend or two, life gets a little weird. So it's like, you try not to do that. So they don't have anything to worry about. Vacation pussy is different.
wow, there's a difference.
Don't act like you don't know.
Vacation pussy with your friend? No, vacation pussy with your friend?
Fam, we're not doing this right now. We're not breaking down how vacation pussy is different.
Don't you put me in this.
We know vacation pussy is different. This is Jazz trying to evade. Like, we got people on the IG
She's
live
trying to put me on
saying
blast.
that they're waiting for Jazz. So Jazz, tell people.
I don't got my glasses on, I can't see. What do you mean?
You don't need to see nothing. You don't need to see. Listen.
What are you waiting for?
They're waiting on you to explain why you're going for the orgy porn.
Lesbian porn is better?
You're
right.
Right,
They be licking the clit real
good,
you know.
If your kids are around, put your headphones on.
Yeah, this ain't for kids.
This ain't for kids. What time is it?
I mean, our shit on some explicit shit.
I haven't even packed my bag.
What is it, Jazz? What is it about the orgy porn?
So, boom. For me, right? Can I slide into that? Can I get into the lesbian part? Can I break that down?
Do you think?
So, I don't consider myself a lesbian. Why do I feel like I always have to talk? Okay. I don't consider myself a lesbian. I consider myself heteroflexible. I think that's
a real word?
Did you just make that up?
I'm not just make it up, but I've made it up.
Okay.
My nigga said heteroflexible.
I just feel like
it's lit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There's shit that's like, okay, cool, but not shit that I like want for a long time. It's essentially what bisexual is, where it's like usually somebody has a preference of who they'd like to be with in a relationship, and the other gender they're probably just sexually attracted to. It doesn't mean they want to be with them. I don't want a fucking wife. I don't want like a girlfriend and no shit like that. I just be thinking bitches be looking good. That ain't crazy. As far as
the orgy part, the main part, the orgy part. Like, I can understand the lesbian part. The orgy part is what I'm addressing. The orgy part is what I came here to talk about.
I don't know.
Wait, do you do the lesbian orgy porn with the squirting?
Yo, somebody come get this nigga, dog.
I'm just saying.
No, because this is gonna be awkward.
She's like,
no, I mean, we're adults. No, I don't do that because I don't know how to do that.
But it be happening anyways, though.
It's obviously it'll pop up in your like similar videos, and then you start
venturing off like.
What is it about the orgy? What is it?
I'm greedy. I like options.
Okay.
I think that's kind of lit.
That's all there is to it. You like options.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm greedy. Like in college, I used to joke.
So I know Jazz very well. So let me attempt to break into the psyche. She has a bit of ADHD. She can't focus on one thing for too long. So if you have an orgy, she has a collective of things that she can kind of focus on in and out. She can tune in and out. See, it made all the sense.
So pretty much she focuses on one fucking going on, and she's like, wait a minute, there's another
over
fucking
there, right on the right of the screen right there.
She's licking some ass right there.
I
need to watch that.
She's getting it in over there.
Like, look at this shit.
I'm not gonna leave my nigga hanging, so I like on any given night, on any given, you know what I mean? Like, I like thick Latina porn. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna give it up like that. I like the pop. I like the Latina. I like the pop shit. I like
old school.
You like the chula porn?
That was an old school joint, nigga.
Fam,
that was a 2000s shit.
Yeah, H Street Latina is some old shit.
Dog,
I like the pog.
We're showing our porn addiction life.
I like
right
the
now.
pog shit. I like the.
What's the pog?
Yo, I'm really.
You said pog or pog?
Pog. PAWG. Fat ass white girl.
Nigga, you lying.
Wait, fam, if you Google pog right now, fam, if you Google pog right now,
I never did
that's
that
like
before.
that's like one of the most popular. That's like one of the most popular phrases in
Fat ass white girl.
You talk about me? And orgies, I'm disappointed in you.
Fam, that was my second option. I'm telling you like my list.
You watch fat ass white girls?
Yeah, it's PHAT. It's not like fat white girls. It's white girls with ass. Just so I can clarify.
Okay.
I thought
you were talking about like fat, I pay this nigga's phone bill white girls.
No. Okay. If you Google Pog, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
It's just called Pog. It makes me think, whatever.
I've never heard that.
Me neither, because I don't watch white people have sex, so I don't know.
But the thing about that genre is if you type in Pog, white people aren't, like, it's not a white boy fucking her. So it's us that label it that. You see what I'm saying?
It's an interracial point.
Exactly, it's interracial. So
because
if you type in interracial, you might get the white girls that don't really got the body like that. That's what
you feel me? Like,
so you bring it to a psychological aspect.
For me, it's just I'm not.
But anyway, my third option and one that I'm slowly like gravitating towards is ebony BBW, but it's a certain type because a lot of you BBWs is wilding out here, but a lot of you BBWs
there's a certain type of BBW.
Exactly, real niggas know. Real niggas know.
Definitely. Yes.
So Jeff, your turn. What's your you know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm mad that you do mine like it was one thing.
You're the starter.
I'm just saying. DP is also a good one.
DP. No.
No.
I don't fuck with
Why? That's weird.
I feel like porn is just
that gay? Do you feel gay about that?
What?
No.
Watching
DPs?
another nigga DP is shorty?
Not like 2 DPs, like when they be straddled.
No.
I never watched any kind of pornographic. I look at that's a whole.
I look at porn as if it's a fantasy type joint. You know what I'm saying? Two like FFM. That's what it's called.
What the fuck is FFM?
2 females and a dude. I watched that.
FFM?
I go on tastyblack.com and I find my fucking categories.
Tasty Black. Tasty.
Oh, y'all niggas ain't even know. Okay.
What?
So
Tastyblacks.com. They should pay me for that.
You mean I don't have to type in black before all my searches? It's already
Nigga,
black
it's
people?
all black porn.
I might have to switch my browsers up.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
But yeah,
because I'm not watching.
Yeah, I think it's called FFM. So it's like 2 females and a male, and that's lit.
Yeah, I dip into that category here and then. You know what I mean?
And then compilations, I fuck with that.
Compilations are cool.
It's cool because
the Eat My Pie compilation's kind of fire.
I like it only because, like you said, I need options. I need to see multiple of what's going on.
Jazz be looking at orgy compilations.
Yes, she would.
Definitely. It's to the
Absolutely.
It's to the part where it's specific. Like I specifically look for. Damn, I'm about to say this out loud.
Out loud. No safe
I
episodes.
specifically look for. Jesus Christ! I'm really about to say this out loud.
Don't put Jesus in this. Do not put Jesus in this.
This is not the Lord's day. This is our day.
No, the Lord ain't got nothing to do with your porn searches.
All right. So I specifically the compilation. It gets to the point where it's like where it's a cream pie and somebody eats the cream pie. Oh, I can't believe I said that out loud.
The shorty eats it?
Oh,
wait, the shorty eats it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't want to say it out loud.
Jazz is wild. She's wild. And on that note, I'm moving directly into shout-outs. I'm moving, yo.
That's the end?
Shout out to Juju James, who been rocking with us on the live.
Always.
Shout out to Juju James. Jazz is Judy? Wild. But that's my nigga and I love her though. That's my nigga. That's my nigga, fam.
If you get
I ain't
specific,
mad at her with that.
There's also that's it for y'all. That's
I look at the porn searches like as if it's a fantasy type.
But also you can judge people. I'm telling you, I met a nigga who enjoys milking and that weirded me out a little bit.
That's his fantasy.
But yeah, but like what, to be breastfed?
That is his fantasy.
That's wild.
It's a weird wild fantasy.
Definitely wild.
To be breastfed?
I don't want to be breastfed.
Isn't your fantasy to be fucking mad bitches?
That's wild.
I got a couple.
He makes a point.
That's not really wild.
Oh yeah, we definitely. We're gonna get into Jazz's fantasies on another episode.
It's not really wild. I feel like, and when I look at like goddess movies and shit like that, like goddesses be getting what the fuck they want. Goddesses be getting catered to. Nigga, that's what I want.
Oh.
Goddesses also
selfish with the love.
Like
goddesses also kill mass amounts of people.
So you were watching a lot of Xena.
Yeah, that was my bitch as a kid.
Shout out to Xena, fam. Yo, shout out to the listeners. Shout out to everybody that tuned into the live.
Niggas really just dropped my porn search in the middle of the episode.
It was actually the end of the episode. Great ending, by the way.
I love it.
Shout out to everybody that tuned into the last live and gave us feedback and told us they want to see us more.
Don't judge me based off that. And like,
no, don't need to be.
This ain't your explanation time. Shout out to you if you subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube.
If you support us,
follow and share our Anchor. Follow us on Anchor. We are live on motherfucking Anchor.
Yo, and just to preface that Anchor shit, we will be hitting y'all with sponsorships. Like, we will be hitting y'all with our shit, like our little commercial shit in the beginning of the episode. We don't want to blindside anybody and tune in and like, what the fuck is this? We still gonna give you that culture, that culture content that y'all looking for. Right. Just bear with us with the commercial shit. We here to stay.
But I can't even edit this out.
Nah. There's no editing.
Nah.
Nope. And we're gonna get into it in the next episode. Which
Subscribe to YouTube. Big shout outs to. I'm gonna say this because this is what I spoke on earlier in the episode. Shout out to the NBA. Obviously, like, I don't care what your opinion is. My opinion is I fuck with what they did because at the end of the day, it was a domino effect. Because not only did they stop, multiple Major League Baseball teams. Not only did when the NBA stopped, multiple MLB teams decided to also strike. On top of that, NFL teams decided to strike in the cancel their practice.
She said, "Do niggas play baseball?"
I mean, Dominicans.
Mad niggas play baseball.
Okay.
Mad niggas.
Dominicans don't know, but they count.
The media doesn't know they're black, but there's
sometimes neither do they.
But in respect, like let's use Mookie Betts for example. Mookie Betts is on the Dodgers. Yep. He's probably the only black, actual, real, like straight up black player there, and he was gonna sit out the game, and he told his teammates, "You could play," and they decided to sit with him. That's dope. Out. And even yesterday, the Mets and the Marlins, they did 42 seconds on the field for Jackie Robinson because today's Jackie Robinson Day. On the 28th of August, that was the day that I believe he got baseball was segregated for so long. He was the first black player to play in baseball. But yeah, multiple MLB teams, they decided to postpone their games and not play. And they're not doing this just to do it. They're educating themselves and their so-called allies or real allies and their owners who want to listen. And same goes with NFL with their practices. They canceled that. And then the biggest thing to me was like you brought up Shorty from tennis.
Naomi Osaka.
Naomi. She still played her. They postponed her match, but she decided not to play that day. And same goes NHL, which is the biggest news to me because that's a predominantly that's 98% white. They decided they postponed not only Thursday but Friday to educate themselves and also speak out on it because they have a black coalition, player coalition. But I honestly NBA, shout out to them because I'm telling you guys right now, like as much as you may judge them for actually deciding to continue playing, these guys are doing way more than you think. Back in the 1960s, we had Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and also Jim Brown, which now he's a Trump supporter. But anyways, they met with one another to do exactly. They met one another to give this opportunity for these guys to do what they did today. Right. So I think people need to be mindful of how aggressively emotional you are about what's going on, and just sit back and actually, turn on sports radio, Google some shit. Just like how we want white people to Google some shit about why we are tired and angry and upset. We need to do the same as black people because we can't always be emotional 100% of the time and say, no, you got money, you should be putting money in the shit. No, they have been doing that. They don't have to put on Front Street all the time. You feel me? So what they're trying to do is the people who are actually 10 times richer than them have to speak up. So shout out to the NBA. That was monumental. That was historic. We need to show more respect for our black brothers and sisters. WNBA as well. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Those girls are killing it.
Those girls are so ill, and they're also still playing, I believe, either this weekend or next weekend. But we have to show love for them because they're sacrificing their family life to entertain people and also have a platform to show what they're there for. Right. They're not playing for themselves. They're playing for us. They're playing for the country. They're playing for everything because we need that. We need black power to show their ass off because we worked so fucking hard in the past to be able to play the fucking sport.
Right.
To be entertainers. People sacrifice so much to be entertainers. Why do we have to, give them a hard time because they said, oh, I want to work. I have to go to work. Jazz got to go to work. We gotta go to work. We're not making a lot as they are, but they're sacrificing as much as we're sacrificing during the pandemic, for God's sake. We gotta be mindful. That's all I gotta say, so shout out to them. Jazz?
You want me to go next?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's, working a regular everyday 9 to 5 that's trying to figure this shit out. That's trying to, just keep their sanity during this COVID shit and really figure shit out as they go, whether they want to stay at the job, whether they want to move along. Like, everybody's in a weird transitional period right now.
Right.
A saner mind prevails. Like, an angry mind is not a thinking mind. I just want everybody
Say that
to...
again, I need that.
An angry mind is definitely not a thinking mind. It's never a thinking mind. Like, just like Jeff said, just like Despayne said, like, we got to scale back on some of that emotion. Just like I echoed a podcast or two ago, we gotta step up on our processing and really level up. Like, these are trying times right now, and only the strong is going to prevail, only the sane is going to prevail, and only the thinking mind is going to prevail. If you got a 9 to 5 trying to figure this out, this podcast is for you. If you trying to figure this shit out with HR on why fucking Susan keeps asking you about your hair,
tell Susan to suck your dick.
Tell Susan to suck your dick. If you're dealing with some racist shit, if you're feeling emotional because you just watched Jacob Blake get shot in the back 7 times and you still got to go to work, this episode is for you. I feel you. I'm here with you. I understand you. And I appreciate you for tuning into the podcast. That's how I'm giving it up.
I think for me, my shout outs, I just want to encourage everybody to vote. I know the last couple of elections, I know since I think my first vote was Obama. I think, I graduated high school that year.
That was my first vote too. 2008.
So, 2008. So for me, it was, I understand that sometimes it can feel like choosing the lesser of two evils. And I'm not the most politically informed and not the most knowledgeable. I don't like to jump too much into a political bag because I feel like there's a lot of room for me to be further educated. Right. But I do want to do that further education because people before me died for me to have that option. Right. Regardless of what I believe in, regardless of I think this is some bullshit, I think this, that, and the third. Yes. But I think that somebody fought for you to have a fucking right to have a voice, and you should have the fucking voice. I think I understand people when they echo the sentiments of, I can't tell a Republican from a Democrat and da-da-da-da-da. You make your best decision based on what you can, and it doesn't stop there, right? You have to do your work. You can't just expect your president to make the decisions for you. They're not you. They're not gonna do the work necessary. Right. So yes, exercise your right to vote. Do that because your ancestors fucking bled for that. But also don't stop there. Don't be complacent with putting your power in somebody else's hands. Stay dangerous. Stay armed. Know your laws. Know what your rights are. Educate your children. I understand that sometimes we like to say shit like, they're kids, keep them innocent. Nah, fuck that.
Educate
white kids learn shit a lot earlier than kids of color and black kids. So all that, let my kid keep their innocence.
They're already seasoning their white kids on not how to be scared to take a black life. So guess what we need to be seasoned on?
How to defend
our kids for.
Right.
You feel me?
So it's you know what I mean? Don't stay safe by staying dangerous.
That's the best way to say it.
Don't stop.
Absolutely. Know your rights.
Yeah.
Know where you are.
Stay dangerous and staying informed.
Right. I mean, obviously, we're gonna end this podcast, obviously, but obviously, the argument right now is if you don't comply, if you don't resist, there's gonna be consequences. It shouldn't be that way.
I'll be honest with you.
As a black man, as a human being, you should never have to feel like your life is gonna end that moment because you decided to walk to your car.
Can I even say something in there as a black woman? And of course, like you said, we're gonna end this podcast. But my first experience with police is being in the car with my friends and getting a gun pulled out on me because I'm in the back seat because the nigga in the passenger seat fit a description. A lot of the times as black women, it's not aimed at us, but we're in the vicinity, we're around. You know what I mean? Women have lost their life at their affiliation with black men. So I just feel like, at 17, what do you know about complying? You know what I mean? Right. I didn't have that conversation because my parents didn't think that I'd have to worry about that. So, like I said, keep your kids informed. You're not doing them a disservice by keeping them ignorant.
The saddest thing ever I've seen throughout this week is seeing comments on multiple platforms and white people just telling us that we need to learn to not resist and not
we need to stop. We need to learn to stop engaging with white people.
Listen, white people, whatever you're telling me, that ain't it. Because it doesn't fucking matter. My skin is a weapon to them. So I don't care what you're telling me.
I would even like to take it a step further, and then I promise I'm done for real. Is think about who them kids is gonna grow up to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I know how I grew up watching the shit I seen. Imagine being in the back seat and seeing that. You know what I mean? And the shell hitting the floor. Imagine, you know what I mean? It's traumatizing, but those might come out to be some dangerous kids, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
So
they don't trust police at this point.
Hey, with that being said, keep black people in your prayers. Keep us in your prayers. If praying isn't something that you do, keep your energy focused on positivity. Right. And like Jazz said, and like Des Payne said, like be vigilant, stay dangerous. We love y'all, and like that,
we out.
We go.
Oh, girl, I'm tired.
Oh.
I want to see what the comments look like. You know.
Oh. Hi.
Oh, y'all in here? Sorry, we just being nosy. Hey, girl. I don't know some of these people, but hey.
You don't know some of these people? You lying.
No, I know this person. Ooh.
They're looking at us like, oh,
I'm
you
just
lying.
being nosy. Hey, how y'all doing? Who else is in here
Hey,
still?
hey.
This bitch ass nigga.
Wow. You know you're still on live, though.
Oh, wow, I said what I said. No. See you tomorrow. You know I haven't packed shit, but I'm going to do it now. Bye, boo.
We out.
See, it was just Judy. I'll tell who that bitch ass nigga was.